Okay, let's do a question that's not so straightforward and a little bit harder. And the question is, at 10:04 in New Orleans on January 8th, 2088, and if you don't know this, New Orleans is pretty close to sea level, the temperature is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. What would the temperature be if you hiked up the Penelope Mountain 3 miles? So you should already notice some problems in that you have Fahrenheit and miles. So you have to do just some dimensional analysis and some conversion. So let's start with temperature. We could use the handy dandy formula C equals 0.56 times Fahrenheit minus 32. Or we could go online and punch in. It won't let me, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, so I'll close that. Guess we won't use that. But you could go and do an online conversion. So let's do it the old-fashioned way. You've seen this as 5/9 instead in all your textbooks before. So I just went ahead and divided 5 divided by 9. So we have C equals 0.56 times F, which is 82, minus 32, and that gives us C equals 0.56 times 50, which then gives us 28 degrees Celsius. So there's one piece of information that we need for our problem, 28 degrees Celsius. So let's put this up here so we don't forget, 28 degrees Celsius. Now, the next thing that we need to know is how many kilometers are in 3 miles. So again, we could use an online conversion, or we're going to show our work and impress our teacher, which is what she wants us to do anyway. So you need to know or look up that there's 0.6 miles in 1 kilometer. So if you've run a 3K, you're already pretty familiar with that. So we start with 3 miles. Anytime you have a proportion, remember you can write it as 0.6 miles equals 1 kilometer, or 1 kilometer. Oh, that's right. That's all we need to know there. So we have 3 miles over 1. That's what we're starting with. Well, we want to get rid of the word miles. So in our conversion factors, we want miles to be on the bottom. So we go up here to our handy dandy conversion that we have, and we're going to put miles on the bottom. So there's 0.6 miles in 1 kilometer. So we can get rid of the unit of miles, and we get 3 divided by 0.06, and our unit kilometers. So that gives us 5 kilometers that we're going to go up Penelope Mountain. So we start at 28 degrees Celsius in New Orleans. We're going to go up 5 kilometers. And so now we're ready to do our problem. Remember step 1, write your equation. So we're going to write the change in altitude times the environmental lapse rate equals the change in temperature. And we're going to assume that it's the normal environmental lapse rates of 6.5 degrees Celsius change for 1 kilometer. So number 2, plug in everything into your equation. So we have the change in altitude is 5 kilometers times 6.5 degrees Celsius over 1 kilometer equals the change in temperature. So the next step, 3, plug and chug. So we get rid of kilometers, and we end up with 5 times 6.5 degrees Celsius equals the change in temperature. So that gives us 32.5 degrees Celsius equals the change temperature. Remember, you're not finished yet, because that doesn't tell you what the temperature is, just tells you how much you changed when you hiked up Mount Penelope. So then we started at 28, and we know we're going up, so the temperature is going to go down. So minus 32.5 degrees Celsius. That's going to give us 4.5 degrees Celsius negative. Step 4, circle your answer. So what made this harder is that you were given Fahrenheit and you had to convert it to Celsius. And I would like to see you use the equation that we used in your problems. And then you had to convert miles to kilometers. Okay? If I give you conversions that you need, I will supply these with the problem so that you don't have to remember them in that brain of yours. Okay, that's it.